What's going on, everyone? My name is Sherwin, and today we have a mobile service appointment with the Cybertruck. Initially, it was supposed to be at the service center, but upon reviewing my ticket, they said that my issue could be resolved with mobile service. You may be wondering, well, what issue is he having now with the Cybertruck? This is the issue. It was me. So we'll travel back in time. Blah, 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 blah. So when we went to CES, Abby and I, we met up with Eric at the Barstow Rivian Adventure Network. He brought his R1T with him and his trailer. And we met up with him. And I was just overly excited. I get to see my buddy. And coming in, I hopped the curb. And Abby's like, oh man, there goes my wheels. And because in the past, I actually did curb rash her Model X wheels. So he's like, oh, here we go again. And I'm like, no, I'm sure I didn't curb the wheel because we have like fat tires, right? So I hopped out and checked it out after I parked, and I'll show you what happened. All right, so we came back, we ate at Chipotle, and we came back to the Rivian Charger. And on the way back here, stupid me, I straight curbed that rear flare. Man, off of that curb, that big curb right there. But anyway, we came back. I had to remove it because of this guy right here. We got our friend. So Eric and I just ripped it off, and it's right there. They got like a delete kit. I'll try to find the link and put it on the video description. The one I saw was from Best EV Mods, so I might reach out to them and see if we can get that. Or I can go and check to see how much is it to replace through Tesla. And the other thing I noticed, so when I hit that curb and I hopped it, I actually cracked the rear mud flap, but it's still intact. It's not too bad. So these are the Tesla mud flaps. If you haven't seen that video, please check it out. But pretty durable. It landed on that thing, so it cracked it. But yeah, we're gonna go and find a replacement for that. Maybe submit a ticket, see how much it's gonna cost. Hopefully I can just change it myself. So this side is the side that nothing happened to it. This is the passenger side where something happened to it. So as you can see, I don't know what that's called. It's not the mud flap, because that's the mud flap. So when I hopped the curb, the Cybertruck ran over it because it's a truck, right? And I didn't curb the wheel, so that's a good thing. But yeah, this guy pretty much hit the curb. The curb was high. In my defense, the curb was high. And see how windy it is here? But the Cybertruck took it like nothing. The problem is when it hit the curb, because the curb was high. Whoops, it's this way. Is it this way? No, it's this way. So because the curb was high, this thing hit it, and it pretty much bent it. And yeah, the pins and the screws and all that came loose, and yeah, we had to cut a little bit of it just because it was dangling. And I didn't want to continue driving to Vegas with it dangling. It seemed secure enough, but my issue is if it eventually does come off, I didn't want to run over it, you know, maybe lose control, I don't know. And when you run over it, this thing becomes a projectile, and I didn't want to run over it, and then, you know, it hits another car behind me or something. And yeah, I just didn't want to deal with all that, and I wanted to be safe. So yeah, it was dangling. I was able to remove some of the clips and pins and stuff, but this part was the tough part. And so Eric helped me out, and he just pretty much cut it. There is still there's like a leftover screw in there. I just didn't know how to remove it, and I didn't have the tool or anything. So yeah, that's what we ended up doing. We were on our way to CES, and I just didn't want to deal with it. hey Eric, let's just rip it out and cut it out and stuff. So when I made the appointment, I initially asked if it was possible for me to just buy it and I can go ahead and install it. So I could do a tutorial video, a how-to video or whatever. But they didn't answer that question and just said, we'll schedule you for a service appointment. And so the mobile service is coming today. Hopefully they have all the stuff, not just this, because we've pretty much ripped out the pins and, you know, that needs to be replaced. But yeah, so the initial cost is around $80, parts and labor. Again, these parts aren't really that expensive because these are locally made and stuff, locally sourced and everything. It's labor is the part that's expensive. So hopefully they don't find anything else that we screwed up on while we're removing this piece right here. I'll update you as the technician comes and we'll go from there. All right, so service just showed up in a Cybertruck, a wrapped Cybertruck, and talking with the technician. Apparently this is a buyback Cybertruck because the wrap is aftermarket, and apparently they do buybacks with the wraps back, and they didn't do that for me. All right, good as new right there. The price wasn't too bad, especially plus labor. You know, they actually had to remove the running boards and they didn't charge me for it. So the experience today, I'm not going to say it's going to be consistent through all service appointments, but I'm just sharing with you what happened with mine because I was a bit surprised that they had to remove the running boards because this piece right here had to be removed because there were like 2 screws, the one that I couldn't get out, Eric and I couldn't get out because it was inside. It was actually inside this piece right here. So that's why we had to cut it. There's actually 2, one behind this and one underneath here. He showed me. So he had to remove the running boards and he had to remove the mud flap here in the front also to remove this. You had to remove it entirely. And I asked him about aftermarket running boards, and being that it was in the way, like, is that going to cause any issues with service appointments? So according to him, at least for mobile service, as long as it's not the reason why you have the issue, then, you know, they're going to be okay with it. But if it is causing the issue or anything like that, or if it does require additional labor or anything, you may end up getting charged for it. But fortunately, with this particular issue or service, well, not issue because it was my fault, but the fix, he went ahead and just removed it with no additional cost. So it was about a 40 to 45 minute work. I'm glad that I didn't do it because I didn't realize, I thought I could just remove that. So it is a lot of work. Well, not difficult work, but just tedious, just time consuming. And I probably would have sat on that part for months before I could get to it. But yeah, it's fairly inexpensive, I guess, like $80. So not bad at all. He came in a Cybertruck and very cool. Shout out to Justin, the mobile service technician who took care of my stuff. Good job. Thank you very much. Also, shout out to y'all who use my referral code buying your Tesla because I was able to use my referral credits to pay for my mistake. So thank you very much for supporting my bad driving. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.